So like I said before, my network misbehaved the other time. I'll be sharing my screen, and then I'll be going straight to, this was where I was before. I think I was on, okay, just a minute. Just a minute, I'm trying to share my screen. Okay, Mr. Bolaji, I can see your response there. Please, if you can see my screen, type 2. You can see my screen, type 2. You can see my screen, let's type 2. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. Okay, so let's get to the business of today. I want to log into this. Okay, okay. This is what the Harmonic Scanner looks like. But before we go there, the first thing you need to, I don't know if you can get your note now, not, let's write something down. The first thing you need to do is go through this site, www.forexfactory.com. You can see it on the screen. So when we go to that site, I was trying to show us how to set the time to make sure that the time shows exactly the same time with your phone or your laptop, your current timing, so that you don't miss these news when they come up. So presently the time is 9:45 p.m. and that is what we're seeing here. If you're using your phone, if you look up around here, I think I need to join with my phone so that I can monitor. Just a minute, please. Let me join us using my phone too. Oh. Okay. All right. I believe you can see my screen, so let me just continue. All right. So you come to this side of the screen of your phone, rather, you'll be seeing the time here. You don't need to log in or anything. Just click on the time. It will bring a page up for us. Yeah, it brings something like this up. So you just come here and pick the current rating. Presently, we are on GMT +1. So that's the time that correlates with our current timing in Nigeria here. When you're done with that, you save your settings. And when you're done saving your settings, you go back and it brings us back to, oh, sorry. Okay. So I will come back to my calendar here. I think because of the fact that I'm recording this page, I would not want to go through the Forex Factory settings and everything. Let's just speak it like this. Now, most times when I want to take the Harmonic Scanner, what I do is to come on board as early as 12 midnight or 1 a.m. I believe that the news, because the time in our own country here is different from time elsewhere in the world, so I want to start looking at the news straight from 12 midnight. Now, when you see something like this yellow icons, I hope you're seeing these yellow icons. When you see something like these yellow icons, I label them as, you can see, low impact expected. I label them as low impact news. If you see this red guy here, I label him as high impact news. And if you see something like this, I labeled it as medium impact news. I believe you're seeing my screen and you're following. I need to be sure you're following. I need to be sure you're following. Are you following me, please? Hello, hello, hello. All right. So let's move on. I would now any pair that is on the news chart here, I would rather not take those pairs that day, because any of these news can turn the Harmonic Scanner to a big fat liar. So when I see trades like this, I usually don't want to take them, except for instance, there's a JPY news here that was supposed to happen at 12:50 a.m., also at 4:45 a.m. And for the rest of today, there is no more JPY news, apart from those news that came in the morning. So I would rather wait till about 5 a.m. before I start looking at pairs that are carrying JPY on the Harmonic Scanner. And let's go further again. You'll be seeing This is AUD news. Any currency pair that is having an AUD, I would want to stay away from it for 2:30 a.m. for 7:30 a.m. And I think that's all about AUD for today. Presently, this is 9:49. The last news for today has just happened at 9:30 p.m. and it's a medium impact news. Somebody was, I don't know if the man has joined us back. Let me check if he's here. He's not here. The guy's name is Ray Power. Now, Ray Power was able to use just his MetaTrader 4 on his phone to develop an Harmonic Scanner. That guy is something else. He was able to use it to form an Harmonic Scanner pattern, and he was looking at NZD and I told him that because of this news, let's just hold on before we take that trade. But he already had a perfect condition on his Harmonic Scanner that he formed with his phone. So there's a lot you can do if you open your heart to learning. If this guy can form Harmonic Scanner on his laptop, he almost does not need the Harmonic Scanner of IML to take some trades. Now let's move on. So like I said, I want to avoid majority of these pairs, but now that we are treating this class, we might be able to take all these pairs now because the news has passed. So now let's come back to our Harmonic Scanner. Are we together? Are we together? I just pray this Harmonic Scanner will not be misbehaving because of the network I'm using. I really pray so. Let me share network too. I really funny. Okay, so this is our Harmonic Scanner, and there are some things I need us to take note of. This side of your Harmonic Scanner is very important. It tells a lot. Now, this particular point shows the currency pair. The name here, xm.com, is a broker's name, and this candle, this is the time frame. So that means that each candle you're seeing here takes 15 minutes each to form. It takes 15 minutes each to form. This guy just started forming. And by the time you look at this trade now, remember I told you the guy formed a pattern. His own pattern was a sell pattern, because I was telling us he was looking at NZD. The pattern he formed was perfect for a sell, but presently this pattern has just been formed now. I believe that it was formed after the 9:30 news. This candle started about 9:30. This pattern has just been formed, and looking at what I'm seeing here, I might be interested in this trade. I'll tell you why I am interested in this trade. Now, if I look at this side of the page, you can see my entry line 1, my entry price 2, and my stop loss. Now, when I have my take profit prices above my entry price, what does that tell me about that market, guys? I need our answers now. Let's be sure we have studied well enough. When you have your take profit prices above your entry price, what does that tell us about that trade? Is it a buy trade or a sell trade? Responses, please. Let's make it snappy. We don't have too much time. Is it a buy or a sell? When you have your take profit above your entry price, is it a buy or a sell? Responses. Let's have it, guys. You can do it. Oh, somebody's saying it's a buy. Okay, Mr. Faithful is a buy. Adebukola is a buy. Wow. This is wonderful. All right, so we are all correct. Now, another way to look at this chart is that for a buy, you'll be having something that looks like an M. Please follow my cursor here. You have something that looks like an M. It starts from this X, goes up, comes down to B, goes up to C, and comes down to D. That has just formed an M. M for monkey. M for monkey, gorilla. All right. So if it is a sell, you have this thing flipped the other way, and you'll be having something like a W. I hope you see that option while we are going through. So, but rather than using this to bother myself, I just look at this side of the Harmonic Scanner and tell myself where this trade is going. Now, the pattern that is formed is called a shark pattern. We have several patterns. Let me just quickly rush over that. Now, this side of the page shows, wow, I'm just seeing FX Choice has been added to the list of brokers that the Harmonic Scanner is using. Yeah, this is where I'll be having issues with this thing. The network I'm using would always be kicking me out anyhow. Let me see if my other network has decided to forgive me. Maybe I'll have to switch over to that. The network is not bad, so I might have to manage this. So I might just have to rush over the training. This network I'm using keeps kicking me out anyhow. All right. So this side of the page shows the brokers that we are having. Before now, we don't have FX trades on this list. We just have this Pepperstone. Oh, this Pepperstone. I can't remember the name of these people. This is JFX. This is XM, and this is Alt Forex. Now I can look for my trade here by tapping on the broker, and I'll scan for 15 minutes charts, or scan for 1 hour, 4 hours, or daily charts. So you already understand the time frame thing. And when I click on this, I'll have a list of currency pairs. And when I look at this list here, I will always come back to refer to my my hot forex to see if these pairs are not appearing here. But like I said, the news for today, the last one for today has come, so I can always take any of those currency pairs now. I can always take any of those currency pairs. Just a minute, please. I believe we are still seeing my screen. Okay. Uh, okay. So, where was I? All right. So I'll come back to my page here and pick this guy keeps logging me out every time. I have an issue with the network I'm using, but let's just manage. I hope it will help us to catch up with the things we want to do. So I'll be a little bit fast because I'm recording and I'm considerate about the time that we are recording with. So I'm trying to log in and the network is really a mess. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Give me a minute, please. Wow. Okay. This guy, just give me a minute. I'm trying to sort this issue with my network here. Oh my, oh my. Try someone else. Uh, okay, fine. I think this network is bringing me back up. So let's rush over it again. This is the currency pair NZD I'm interested in this guy. So the first thing you want to do now is I have picked the trade. Let's just assume I have picked NZD now. Can we see where my hand is? This is showing indicator. Can we see this, guys? Can we see it? Can we see the indicator? Responses, please. Let's make it snappy. Can we see the indicator here? Responses. Here is the indicator. Yeah, we need that indicator like Jesus is Lord. All right. So I'll click on this indicator and I need a particular indicator. In this case, when I tap on that indicator, it brings down this list. I need the Bollinger Bands. Can we see the Bollinger Bands? So I'll pick its palm and something showed here as soon as I did that. I'm going to delete it and show us again. All right. So let me pick on the Bollinger Bands. You can see there's another Bollinger Bands here, but that's not what I need. This is not what I need. I actually need this Bollinger Band. So I tap it once and it drops the information here. I also need one guy. His name is Stochastic. You can see series of, so I'm picking just the Stochastic. When I tap, look at your screen here, something is going to happen when I tap the name I need. Can we see something just got added to the chart? So we have our stochastic here, we have our RSI. The RSI is called the Relative Strength Index. This is the stochastic. They all have their default settings. You can see the Bollinger Bands is called BB, not BlackBerry. I was surprised when I saw it on my phone today that BlackBerry still works. But anyway, that's just by the way. Alright, so this is the default for this Bollinger Band. What we mean by Bollinger Band is this thin blue line here and this thin blue line here. So this is the lower Bollinger Band. This is the upper Bollinger Band, and you see this red thin line here is called the median. Are we together? It's called the median. So the default for this is 20 against 2. The default RSI here is 14, and the default stochastic here is 14 against 1 against 3. But these are not the parameters I need. I will need to readjust them. But I need more than one Bollinger Band here. I actually need 5, but I intentionally took one first because this is going to be the foundation of my building, where I'll build the remaining 4 stories of Bollinger Bands on. But I need to set this to the base to the parameter I would want to work with. So you come to format and tap on format. It will bring this out for you. I'm changing the length to 50 against 2. That is what I'm going to be using for quick. I didn't mention it. This strategy is called quick fire strategy. Quick, like quickness, quickening the body, and fire like fire. All right. So I'll click on style after I've entered my input, and I'll come to this point and remove the background. Can we see that the background disappeared? Can we say I brought it back? It just disappeared. I brought it back. It just disappeared. So I need it to be off the hook. When I'm done with that, I'll click on default, and I'll save this setting as my default setting this time around. When I'm done with that, I'll click OK. Are you guys following me? Are we following? Are we following? Are we following? I need our responses. Now, when I'm done with that, I now can set up my remaining Bollinger Bands on the foundation I have done. So I'll come back to my indicators. Please, guys, I will need us to be responding. I need us to be responding. Let me be sure we're following me. You know, I'm not seeing the screen, so I need our responses to let me know we are catching up. All right. So I click back on the indicator, and I will come and pick Bollinger Bands. This time around, I need 4 more of Bollinger Bands. So I'll tap my Bollinger Band four times. Bam, 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 bam. Making what? Making 5 Bollinger Bands. You can see it here. All of them are bearing 50 against 2, 50 against 2, 50 against 2, 50 against 2. The reason behind that is because I set the foundation that way. But the reason why you're not seeing 5 Bollinger Bands here is just that all these lines are having the same measurement. So all the lines are embedded on themselves. So I need to separate them, and I'll come back to my setting for the second Bollinger Band here, to the format here. I will change this next one to 2.5. Remember, the first one, the default is 2. The next one is 2.5. This time around, I'll just OK it. Now you can see 2 lines are formed, 1, 2, and you see it at the lower side too. You have 1 and 2 Bollinger Bands. Now I'll come to the third one and add another 0.5 to that, making 3. Are we following, guys? Making 3. I think I should unmute us so that you don't have to be flipping back to your chat page to type. So let me unmute us, but please, I want us to maintain decorum, except when I ask us to. Please, if there's a distraction behind, I might have to mute everybody back. Oh, I don't think it. Please, I need everyone to stay quiet so that we won't have to be typing when I need us to respond. That's why I am unmuting everybody. Oh, this is not going to work. So
yeah, carry on.
I'm muting everybody back. All right. So let's move on. So I will come to the third Bollinger Band. I have set it at 50 against 3. The fourth one is going to be 50 against 3.5. I hope we are taking note of that. 50 against 3.5. I OK it. I have my fourth Bollinger Band. You can see it here. We have Bollinger Band 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm setting the last one. This is the last one, and this will be what? This will carry 4. Why? We started from we started from 2.0 to 2.5 to 3 to 3.5 to 4. Now I have 5 Bollinger Bands. Let me zoom it a little so that we can see it. Can we see it now? So I have 5 Bollinger Bands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lower Bollinger Bands are 5. The upper Bollinger Bands are 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 5 of them, and I have one single median to all of them. I have a single median to all of them. That's the red line. Now, with that being said, we have already established that this is a buy market, and the reason why it's a buy market is because our take profit prices are above our entry prices. I'm sure we can see that. And for a shark, please take note that for a shark pattern, we have 2 entry prices. So you have entry price 1, entry price 2. You can decide to say you want to do a buy limit in this case, or a buy stop, whichever one. But for this strategy called quick fire strategy, you don't need that. Now, having set our Bollinger Bands, we need to set our RSI. I call this RSI the relative strength index. It actually shows the strength of the market at that point in time. Now, the default for this guy is 14, but I need to change it to 7. I need to change it to 7. Then I save it as default. You can see there was a movement, there was a change. Now I have it at 7, and you can see that this was different from what we had before. Let me try to show us again. Look at your screen. I'm changing it to 14, and we see there was this pattern is different now at 14 RSI. So if I change it back to 7, it's going to be something different again. 7, and I make it my default. All right, and you see the pattern has changed. So now I will come to my stochastic and also change my stochastic to 14.33. Are we following? I'm trying to be fast because of the time for this recording. 14.33. By the grace of God, I'm going to do I'm going to do a YouTube video to share this same lecture so that we can catch up. Now, having set our old parameters, we have set the stochastic, we have set our RSI, and we have set our 5 Bollinger Bands. The next thing is to look at some conditions that will make our strategy work out. And the first condition is this. Please, guys, I need us to pay apt attention now. I need us to pay all the attention possible now. Okay, I want to quickly check who and who is around. Unfortunately, I don't have Mr. Ray Power around, but they will get to watch this video after now. So, I want to look at my D candle. You can see there's a D here, and I want to look at this candle under the D. This is a sell candle, but that's not what I really need. I'm particular about this D candle. Guys, are you seeing my screen? I'm particular about this D candle, and the first condition is this. And let me see if I can type that if it will not take our time. The first condition is this. Is my D candle touching or crossing the entry price? Yes or no? See me the spell entry price like Jesus is Lord. All right. So is my D candle touching or crossing my entry price? Yes or no? That's the first. Sorry, that's the first. That's the first thing to know. All right. That's the first thing I want to know. Are we seeing my screen now? With what I've just said, is my D candle touching or crossing the entry price? Guys, I need our responses now. Is it touching or crossing the entry price? I have zoomed it so that we can see it clearly on our phones. Is my D candle touching or crossing my entry price? I need responses, guys, please. Is it touching or crossing my entry price? Guys, we can make some sales tonight. I think I'll give us this one as a payback for coming to class. So I need our responses. Is our D candle touching or crossing the entry price? Yes or no? Is our D candle touching or crossing the entry price, guys? Guys, I need responses. I need responses. Mr. Francis says no. Okay, let's have other people. Mr. Francis is saying this candle is not touching the entry price. All right, more responses, guys. More responses. Is the D candle touching or crossing the entry price? This is my entry price. I just moved my cursor to it now. This is my entry price. This green line. Is it touching or crossing my entry price? Guys, I believe it's not only Mr. Francis that is here. All right, Mr. Bolaji is saying no. Okay, who again is saying no? Who again is saying no? Who again is saying no? All right, let me not waste our time. Well, from my point of view, I'm sorry to shock you. This candle is touching the entry line. The reason is because there is a wick. And we see the tiny wick is touching the green line. And that shows that this market actually had moved down to this level before the buyers pushed it back to this level. The sellers have pushed it to this green line before, and the buyers pushed it back, and the market closed there. So we will always take into consideration the wick. also. So the wick of the candle touches our entry line. That means our D candle has touched the entry price. Do we agree to that now, Mr. Bolaji and Mr. Francis? Do we agree to that now? Hello, do we agree to that now, please? Yes, Mr. Francis. Where are the ladies? Ladies, are we off to bed? Ladies, Dolapo. Oh, sorry. Dolapo is not a lady. Dolapo is a young man. All right. Doris and Mrs. Shoyinka, do we agree that our D candle is touching our entry price? Yes or no? Please, let's respond so that we can move on. Let's respond so that we can move on. Mrs. Shoyinka, is our D candle touching the entry price? Where is Amanda? Where is Amanda? Amanda, you need this class the most. All right, let's not waste time because I'm recording this thing. So the condition 1 has been met. Our D candle is touching our entry line, and I have explained why the D candle is touching. Whether the body of the candle or the wick of the candle, if it touches the entry line, either of the entry line, we are good to go. Now this meeting is going to cut off in about 10 minutes from now. As soon as that happens, let us log back in and finish this. So let me rush over to the second condition. Briefly. Let me rush back to the second condition. Now, condition number 2. Condition number 2 is this. Is my D candle touching or crossing any of the Bollinger Bands? Yes or no? Do we get it? Is my D candle touching or crossing any of the Bollinger Bands? Yes or no? So let's look at this again. Let me minimize it for us so that we can get it clearly. Is this candle touching any of these Bollinger Bands? Is it touching these Bollinger Bands? I mean this candle here. Is it touching the Bollinger Bands, whether up or down? Is it touching the Bollinger Bands? Can I have responses now? Can I have responses? Is this guy touching or crossing the Bollinger Bands? Let me make it a little bit visible for us to see. Right. Now this is my D candle. Is it touching any of these 5 lines? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up here? Is this guy touching it? Yes or no? Responses, please. Responses. Is it touching or crossing the Bollinger Bands? Yes or no? Responses, guys. Responses. Let's make it happen. Hello. Are we together? I need our responses, guys. Okay, well, the time is not my friend, so I have to rush over it. Obviously, it's a no because my D candle is not touching any of the Bollinger Bands. Neither is it crossing it. It's only touching one of the 2 entry lines. Now, condition 1 was met. Condition 2 was not met. All right, let me remove all this handwriting from the page so that we'll be able to catch up and not get ourselves confused. So the third thing is this. Now, the third condition is this D candle when traced down to the RSI. I hope you can see this tiny line. This tiny line my cursor is drawing. Now, when I trace the D candle to the RSI, at what point is it touching it? Now, please have a look at this point here. You can see 45.0391. Now, let me move my cursor back to the D candle. What figure is it giving us now? It is giving us 27.6548. That is the point, the RSI point where this D candle touched the RSI. Now for a buy market, your RSI must be either below or touching the line 30. Now this is line 30 here. This line, this vertical line here is line 30. Can we see? At the extreme here, please let's look at this side of the page. You can see 30.18, 30.1809. Now if it is a sell, the RSI must be either touching the 70 line up here. The line 70 is either is above it or is touching line 70 for a sell. But for a buy, it must be touching or below line 30. Are we getting that? I hope you're getting that. So let's come back to our D candle. Our D candle, this candle is touching at line 27.65. So is this guy meeting our third condition or not? I said for a buy market, it has to be either below 30 or it is touching 30. Now, we are having 27, that means it is below 30. So our RSI has complemented our third condition. Now, I have not removed this cursor from that page. Let's look at our stochastic side. Now, for the stochastic, in a buy market, the stochastic line must be either below 20 or touching 20 for a buy. Now, for a sell, it is either our line is above 80. This is the 80 line, 80 grid line here. You can see at the extreme right hand side of that page, we are seeing 80.3060. That's our line 80. So for a sell, this line has to be above 80, like 81, 82, 83, 84 till 100, or it's touching 80 for a sell. But for a buy, it must be below line 20. But in this case, this guy is above line 20. We are seeing 23.922. I'm looking at this side, this blue line now on my D. We are looking at 23.9222. So condition number 4, which is our stochastic, is not honoring this guy, and also condition number 2, which is the Bollinger Bands touching or not, is not honoring it. Now we have had 2/4 complementing and 2/4 not complementing. The last thing we want to check, I hope I can still do that in the coverage of time, is to see if there's a divergence in this market. Now, to get a divergence, guys, to get a divergence, you want to take a look at the candle X, and the candle D. Now, there's a thin line. I don't know if you'll be able to see that line. Let me see if I can do a little expansion. All right. Now, please, let's look at our screen well. Now, we'll see this blue line. This blue line here, where the blue line is carrying 0.891. This blue line, it moved from here on X, moved on and on and on and on to D, like it's looking like a plane wants to fly. That line is like moving a little up. Now, I want to look on my RSI. This line here is moving like from down, and it's like lifting itself up a little. Are we getting it? Now on RSI, the direction must be opposite. If on the main chart it is moving from down to up, on RSI it must be moving from up to down. Now this is how I'm going to do that. Please, let's look at our screen. I'm having less than 1 minute, 2 minutes, so I'm going to rush that part. We'll watch it again when I finish the recording. So I'll come to this side where the trend line is showing. I'll pick the vertical line. I'll pick a vertical line and come to my D candle, place that vertical line. Bam. Can we see a line just formed? Let me increase the size so that you can see it a little more. Yep. Let me make it a little bit bigger. Yeah. Now I'll come to this angle again, pick the same Oh my, I'm looking at time now. I'll come to X and drop the same line. Bam. Can we see it now? Now the same line, I'll go and draw it on my RSI. Remember, we want to verify if the line that moved from X to D on the main chart also moves the opposite direction on the RSI line. Now, after I've drawn the two lines touching themselves on both the chart and the RSI line, I'll come to trend line. Oh my, I'll come to trend line here, and where the line, the straight line is touching the RSI line, I will drop my cursor there, and I'll move it. Just a minute. I'll move. Can you see what I'm moving now? I'll move it to touch it on the X candle. Now, I will consider this line X to be here, is going upward, and here it is coming downward. There is a divergence in this market. There is a divergence because on the main chart it is going up, on the RSI chart it is coming down. So there is a divergence in this market. I know you might not understand it clearly now, but with subsequent teachings, you are going to get it. This is the line I'm looking at here. This line, I'm considering it with this. So there's a divergence